Hello, my name is Peter Wallensteen, or Peter Wallensteen if you want to Englishise it. I'm a senior professor here at the Department of Peace and Conflict Research. I've been associated with this department since the late 60s. My subject that I want to talk about today actually goes back to the 60s. It's a study of economic sanctions and how they can be effective. And we know from before that they are effective in about 20, 25, 30% of the cases. That means achieving what the sender, those initiating it, expect. That actually happens. So you can discuss is this effective or not, because of course military action is not more successful either. Most wars end up in a victory maybe in 30% of the cases. So we are talking about instruments for the international conflict settlements that are difficult to make effective. This particular project is about non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. So it's done together with the Alva Myrdal Center for Nuclear Disarmament that we have here in this department. And the idea is to look at sanctions and their contributions to nuclear disarmament. Can they promote that countries give up nuclear weapons, or will they do the reverse? So we are looking at two types of sanctions, positive and negative sanctions. Positive sanctions is rewards. If you join to disarm, join a particular treaty, for instance, a nuclear non-proliferation treaty, and you get rewards, maybe that works. But it could also be the other way around. One is using sanctions to pressure, negative sanctions, to pressure countries to join treaties. And which of these strategies would work the best? That's really the question that we ask. Well, we have to start historically to look at, for instance, countries that joined the Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1968. Why did they? Were they pressured by negative sanctions, or were they rewarded to get into this? And a key country we look at is Germany, which is a central actor in nuclear weapons development. They had the nuclear capacity during the Second World War. And so it was important that Germany would not become a nuclear power again. How come that Germany entered into the Non-Proliferation Treaty? So that's a special analysis. Was it because of positive sanctions, rewards, or was it because of threats and punishments? And from there on, we can go on to look at other complicated cases. The one we talk about today is, of course, North Korea or Iran, and we discuss sanction strategies there as well. Could they be rewarded to give up nuclear weapons, or will they be punished and in that way give up their nuclear weapons? So these are the questions we ask in this particular project. And in all, maybe 10 different countries will be analyzed to see the history of how these countries have developed. Now this is important because we are all worried about proliferation of nuclear weapons, that more and more countries would get them. And that can also undermine the whole existing regime of non-proliferation, that other countries who have now subscribed to not having nuclear weapons will feel that they also will have to have it, so that they break out. So to maintain this regime of non-proliferation is important. And to get more countries to join in, to get the last ones to join in, is very important. And sanctions is seen as one way in which one can get countries into it. So what we add, the new thing here is that we are not just thinking about sanctions in terms of pressures, but also in terms of rewards. And maybe the idea, the conclusion, the result might be to say, yes, we need a mixture of those two things. We need a bit of pressure, but we also need rewards, guarantees that countries feel safe even if they don't have a nuclear option. And that is very important, because countries have given up nuclear weapons, as Ukraine did in 1994, with the promise that they would be guaranteed, their integrity would be guaranteed. And in 2022, Russia completely violated this. So what kind of guarantees can countries get if they give up their option of nuclear weapons? So that's why this research is very important for international security as you would see it today and in the coming years. So thank you for asking questions and being interested in this kind of research. I think it is important that we can tell people about it, and we are also looking forward to having comments and reactions. So please send me an email if you like, if there is something you wonder about in this particular project.